All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Cowboys versus Indians. Today we have an actual Indian with us in studio. His name is Jay Raju. Is that how you say it? Raju?
Yes, sir.
So Jay, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing pretty good. So let's just jump into this and start with, how would you classify yourself as an Asian Indian?
Well, I am Indian. My parents are Indian, and I'm in PT school, so I don't see why you couldn't classify me as an Asian Indian in healthcare. But that's not really how I would define myself.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm a very complex individual. Some call me the most interesting man in the world. Some call me just wise beyond my years. I like to refer to myself as a 225-pound Indian gorilla.
All right. That's a very, very bold statement, but I guess that's right.
Let the laughter settle down a little bit.
So, yeah, while they get done laughing, can you discuss with us a little bit your cultural heritage?
Yes, sir. So India is a very diverse, beautiful, and historical land. Nothing I could say could do it justice right now. There are many, many cultures within India. Most of them are founded through religion. There's many religions, too many to count. Main ones are probably Hinduism, Christianity, Buddhism, there's Muslim, there's everything. They're all going to coexist very beautifully. There's not too many problems with that. Personally, I descend from a balance of royalty and slumdogs that have created the masterpiece of a human that you see here before you. One of my ancestors I actually have a picture of. He's actually one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, never been defeated in 50 years. The great Yama. Look at that mustache. Anyway.
It's a tank. It's a unit.
That's one of the people I come from. Great legacy in India. My father, personally, is more of a slumdog, if you've ever seen Slumdog Millionaire. But that's not to be taken negatively. He's basically a hustler. He's worked from the bottom up, made his own way in the world. So I take some of that into how I am as a human being. My mother, on the other hand, she's a beautiful woman. She's a sweetheart, deeply religious. She's been a nurse for over 25 years. Overall, family respect is probably the most important thing for us as people. My aunt, she was the first one to leave India back in the day. She took a boat from South India to South Africa, kind of by herself. She went from there with nothing more than an address to her friend's house in Philadelphia, and she just went to America from there on. Not soon after, her 7 brothers and sisters, my aunts and uncles, followed as years went on, and that's how the big happy family came to be in Philadelphia. Yeah, that's about it.
Nice. So, Jay, would you say that there's any differences in gender that you've noticed in this Indian culture that you come from?
Yeah, it's a lot more traditional than at least current families are. So America kind of used to be like this back in the day. The dad works, the mom cooks, cleans, takes care of the kids. But that doesn't mean there's a lack of a strong woman in the household. You know, my mom, she's tough, she's mean, she's scary. So are my aunts, but that doesn't mean, I don't know, that's nothing bad. They're great people, they make amazing food. Another difference, I think, with the gender thing is career paths. So the fathers, they kind of go business, here, there, kind of whatever they can get their hands on. A lot of the women are in healthcare. So my mom, she's a nurse, a bunch of my aunts are nurses. So that's what I've seen growing up as an Indian American. I think they became nurses for the most part because that was a popular career path in India. Mm-hmm. So that was an easy way to get a visa and get out of the country, honestly, and have a better life. So,
gotcha.
That's about it.
So, what does Indian culture think of the Western healthcare system?
So it's pretty interesting. So they won't go to the doctor as much. They're a little stubborn. They usually go to the nurse. So we talk to my mom. She'll say what she thinks. She'll probably end up saying go to the doctor. Then my dad, he's kind of just a stubborn dude, kind of just like where I am or how I am. So he's probably not going to go. Then there's always Ayurvedic medicine, which is just herbs, spices, minerals. There's usually something that'll cure everything, at least that we think. Vicks is always good too, so that's interesting.
All right, Jay. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Yep, appreciate it. All right, fellas, that wraps up another episode of Cowboys versus Indians. Until next time, see ya.